Alrighty, good morning, guys. I'm excited to introduce you to Jaela Perry. She is our fabulous graduate student from Florida Atlantic University who is doing some very cool research on the wild vervet monkey. So Jaela, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so I am Jaela Perry, like she said. I'm going into now my second year as a graduate student at Florida Atlantic University. I'm getting my master's in biological anthropology, and basically my focus now is I'll be doing my master's thesis project, basically studying the vocalizations of wild vervet monkeys here in South Florida.
Right, so how does that impact the monkeys? So what is your research question targeting?
So basically my main question focuses on figuring out if this population of vervets in particular has kind of over time learned to alter different aspects of their alarm call vocalizations and or their alert behaviors in the midst of increased environmental noise. So in my case, I'll be more so using the noise of airplanes flying over as my main noise factor. In the hypothetical case, a predator or other imminent danger, which in my case will be a playback audio, does present itself while there is excess noise in their environment, then I basically want to see what the monkeys do differently, if anything, to still successfully alert their conspecifics of this danger, as opposed to when there's no noise in their background that they may have to in order to spread that same information of, oh, there's like a imminent danger near.
Okay, all right. So how you plan on collecting the data? We know you're eavesdropping, but what does that look like? When you go out into the field, what will you be doing?
So my main method, like I said, will be playback experimentation.
Okay.
So I'll basically be broadcasting a number of varying natural vervet predator calls and recording whatever alarm calls the vervets make in response to those noises that they hear. But I'll be conducting multiple trials of this. So I'll be conducting trials when there is airplanes flying over the site, and then when there isn't airplanes flying over the site. And from there, whatever recordings I get from their calls, I'll be able to basically upload into acoustic software, dissect the sound, and analyze it to determine. Well, I'll dissect all of the background noise out, so I just have their raw spectrogram. And so basically that'll be able to show me, I'll be able to put them side by side. Well, this is one spectrogram with noise in the background, and this is one spectrogram of their call with no noise in the background. And basically that'll be able to help me analyze whether or not the monkeys are altering any parameters of their calls, such as frequency, amplitude, duration, those type of things, during moments of increased environmental noise. And then another thing that I'll be doing is kind of like a little ethogram, so that I can take note of any behavioral differences that I notice throughout the different trials. So for example, maybe there isn't significant vocal changes, but maybe they've learned to react a different way.
Do you expect to see maybe differences in reactions based on their personalities? Because you've been out there, a while now. So, we have a huge range of personalities, from very outgoing and gregarious to really reserved. And so do you expect
I do think
some variations in response based on personality?
Honestly, I think the personality will play a significant role in that. Because like you said, there are some more docile, like the ones on the lower ranks.
Yes.
So I feel like there'll be I don't think it will be that significant. Because at the end of the day, I'm expecting it to be more instinctual. But I do think that their behaviors and their characters, I guess you can say, will play some kind of role in that.
So what do you think you will actually find out? Do you think that you're going to see some changes and maybe some adaptations to the noisy environment? Or do you think you're going to see any reactions to the vervet predator calls because they're not exposed to, big cats or, the birds of prey here? So what do you think they're going to do?
So going back to their instincts, I'm kind of hoping that, their instincts will kick in. Because for example, most humans haven't seen like what a lion in their lives. But if we were to open our door and there's a lion there, we'll have some type of reaction to that.
Hopefully.
So yeah.
Some people
So hopefully, yeah. So hopefully, I'm hopefully leaning more towards their instincts will kick in.
okay.
But like you said, they're not exposed to that on the regular. So I'm hoping that there will be some type of like instinctual click to be like, okay, that's not a normal noise. Even if they don't originally register as a predator, they'll know
Right.
that it's something out of the ordinary that they have
Right.
to alert everyone of to, be vigilant because I don't know what this is. You
Right.
don't know what this is. So just kind of, be alert.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
after research is done, how do you think this is going to contribute to the bigger picture of, I guess, vervet monkey science, right? Because this is really an unusual
Yeah.
population, right? So this is very
Mhm.
unique what you're doing. So how will this contribute to what we know now and what we maybe be able to do with your information in the future?
Right. What I'm praying that my research contributes to is the overall understanding of just their complexity of their
Okay.
vocal repertoire. Because I know that their vocalizations are, widely studied already.
Right.
But I don't think that they're studied in this context because, I mean, there aren't like a lot of vervets, right next to a major airport, at least that I'm aware of.
Right.
And if there are, it's not like a large amount. So I'm really hoping that I can kind of create like a specific niche, and then that'll also not only help vervets, but I mean, there's other non-native species around that airport as well,
Right.
and not even just non-native species, but native species as well. So I feel like this can contribute to vervet science, but also just conservation science in general, so that we
Right.
really get an idea of how we are impacting these animals, whether they're native to South Florida or non-native, and then more specifically feel like this to contribute to us learning how they may have learned to alter their these certain parameters. So
Right.
I guess you can call that their cognition. We can go towards learning about vervet cognition, and then also it can tell us about their group vigilance and their group how they communicate throughout the group. Like I said, this might not be always vocal. This might be behavioral.
Yep.
They might not change anything with their vocals, and everything might just be behavioral. So I want to learn more about that. And overall, I feel like it'll just add to understanding like their flexibility. They've been here for decades, and I'm sure not everything has been the same over all those decades. So it'll definitely tell us about their flexibility, especially being non-native,
Yep.
how they learn to adapt and you know, get comfortable in their new homes.